Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of information and really try to unearth the most important nuggets of knowledge or insight for you. Today, we're plunging into a topic that's, well, it's already rapidly reshaping how we learn and teach around the globe. We're talking about the role of artificial intelligence in education. And for this deep dive, we've pulled together some really fascinating sources. We're drawing insights from the EdTech Hub's discussions on AI tutors and teaching. There's a comprehensive framework on ethical considerations for AI from the Washington State Superintendent of Public Instruction. Also a forward-looking piece from EdTech Digest called How AI Will Transform Education, a real-world example of an AI guidance tool somebody shared over on Reddit, which is quite interesting. And a truly thought-provoking op-ed from the EdTech Hub asking, what do AI futures mean for human connection? Lots to unpack there.
Definitely. Our mission today really is to try and cut through some of the noise, reveal the exciting opportunities AI presents for things like personalized learning and maybe empowering teachers. But it's not all sunshine and algorithms, is it? We also need to navigate the crucial ethical considerations. Things like safeguarding student data, obviously, but also preserving the very essence of human connection in the classroom. That's key. We'll look at how these AI tools are actually being implemented and, maybe more importantly, what big questions they raise for everyone involved: students, educators, leaders, everyone.
Right, so we set the stage. Let's dig into the core findings from these sources and maybe starting with a really foundational idea about AI's role in education. One of the most powerful and consistent messages from pretty much all our sources is this resounding rejection of AI replacing teachers. Instead, the overwhelming consensus seems to point to AI serving as a powerful tool to enhance the role of educators.
Exactly.
It's not about taking over. It's about amplifying human potential.
Absolutely. And what's truly compelling here is seeing how various organizations are already putting this philosophy into action. It's not just theory. We're talking about real-world examples like Khan Academy's Khanmigo, Rising Academy's Rory's, and Tari in regions often overlooked by tech. Even Robots Mali's Bambara-based content. These aren't just concepts. They're tools actively designed to support and strengthen rather than supplant actual human instruction.
So, okay, if AI isn't replacing teachers, what does this actually mean for their day-to-day role? Is it just about reducing workload, or is there something more fundamental happening here?
That's a great question, and our sources show it's a pretty significant shift. Teachers move from being the primary information providers, the sage on the stage idea, to becoming facilitators, coaches, guides. Imagine the impact of reducing just mountains of administrative work, or gaining the ability to truly personalize learning for every single student, getting tailored assistance with lesson planning or even specific tutoring scenarios.
All right.
It really frees up educators to do what they do best, which is connect with students.
And Sal Khan, the founder of Khan Academy, he paints a pretty bold picture of this future, doesn't he?
He really does. He articulates this vision so powerfully. He believes we're on the cusp of using AI for, the biggest positive transformation education has ever seen. By giving every student, basically, a personal AI tutor and every teacher an AI teaching assistant.
Wow.
It's about democratizing access to that kind of high-quality, personalized support that, let's be honest, was once only available to a select few.
What I find truly compelling is how AI doesn't just help teachers, but can directly enhance the learning process itself for the students. How exactly does it pull off this personalized learning that sounds so, revolutionary?
It's quite ingenious, actually. AI can create these highly personalized and adaptive learning experiences by analyzing student data, often in real time. So it can instantly tailor explanations, maybe suggest different ways to approach a problem, offer practice opportunities specifically designed for an individual student's strengths and weaknesses.
Like a constant companion.
Yeah, think of it as a constant, responsive learning companion.
And it extends to some of those more, let's say, tedious academic tasks as well, right? Grading and such.
Exactly. Spot on. This also applies to the often time-consuming tasks of grading and feedback. AI can provide real-time, continuous assessment, offering immediate, targeted feedback to students, which is huge for learning. And for educators, this means quick insights into class performance, allowing them to redirect their focus to more complex, personalized interactions. Our sources also point to predictive analytics, using historical student data to sort of forecast performance and maybe identify potential learning obstacles early on. Sometimes even before a student realizes they're struggling, it's about proactive support.
It really does sound like a revolution, doesn't it?
Right.
But as with any powerful tool, our sources also lay out some crucial ethical guardrails. Because while the possibilities are exciting, AI in education also comes with significant risks that, well, they must be carefully managed.
That's such a critical point. The core philosophy emphasized across all our sources is this idea of human-centered AI guidance.
Hmm.
It's not just about what AI can do, but what it should do, always with human well-being and development right at the center.
And this philosophy is beautifully encapsulated by something called the Human AI Human Model, or HAIH. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, this HAIH model, it's quite elegant in its simplicity, but really profound in its implications. It starts with human inquiry, so a person asking a question or setting a goal. Then AI comes in for the production part, maybe generating ideas, data, content, whatever it is. But, and this is the key part, it always, always ends with human reflection, insight, and empowerment.
Okay.
It reminds us that AI is ultimately driven by human input and parameters, right? Which means it can inadvertently introduce human biases and motivations if we're not careful.
Yeah, the ethical implications of AI.
Yeah.
It feels like something everyone needs to grasp, not just the AI experts. It's sort of like you understand the moral responsibility of driving a car, even if you can't build the engine, right?
Yeah.
And the concern here is maybe especially pressing, given the black box nature of many advanced AI models. We often don't truly understand how they arrive at their decisions. So the ethical use of AI, then, really focuses on it as an amplifier of human potential, not a replacement.
Which brings up a critical challenge for education leaders. Our sources aren't just giving recommendations here, they're pointing out some non-negotiables. Take data privacy. It's not just about ticking compliance boxes like FERPA, COPPA, CP.
Right.
The real insight here is how deeply intertwined data security is with trust, and how easily student profiling or surveillance could lead to unintended biases down the line. It forces us to ask, are we building systems that actually protect curiosity, or are we inadvertently just tracking it?
That's a powerful question. So beyond privacy, what else should leaders be really prioritizing?
Well, another crucial area is addressing bias within the AI itself. Leaders need to empower educators, give them the tools and training to teach students how to identify and maybe compensate for biases and misinformation that AI tools might generate. It also means advocating for the adoption of AI tools that are actually designed to be bias-aware and cater to diverse learning styles. That's a big ask, but important. And of course, teacher training and confidence are paramount. You can't just drop these tools in a classroom. Educators need resources, ongoing support to confidently integrate these tools. Then there are the operational things, balancing the total cost, ensuring compatibility with existing tech, assessing usability, vendor reputation, planning for scale, promoting accessibility for all students, even those with limited internet, and pilot testing. Pilot testing with feedback from everyone involved is explicitly recommended before you go wide.
Okay, so that makes sense for the leadership level. After understanding the big picture risks and opportunities, let's zoom right in. What does this look like day to day for teachers and students? Our sources offer some really practical guidelines for AI use right there in the classroom.
They do, and it's definitely not about banning AI, which some might think. It's about defining its ethical and transparent use. One of our sources introduces this brilliant AI matrix that can help teachers and students navigate this. It outlines 5 clear levels of AI assistance for assignments,
Okay.
giving a structured framework instead of just, a free-for-all.
That sounds useful. Can you break down those levels for us?
Certainly. Level 1, no AI assistance. Pretty straightforward. Students rely solely on their own knowledge and skills.
Okay.
Level 2, AI-assisted brainstorming. Here, AI helps generate ideas or prompts, maybe outlines, but the final content is entirely student-created, and crucially, the AI use must be cited.
Right. Citation is key.
Level 3, AI-supported drafting. AI assists with initial drafts, but the final version must be significantly revised and infused with the student's own voice, with clear distinctions noted. You have to show your work, essentially.
Makes sense.
Level 4, AI collaborative creation. This is where AI-generated content can be included more extensively, but the student has to critically evaluate it, edit it, take full responsibility, again, with transparent citation.
Getting more integrated now.
Exactly. And finally, level 5, AI as co-creator. This involves extensive AI use. It requires the student to provide a clear rationale for the AI's role and ensure academic integrity with meticulous citations. It really pushes the boundaries of what original work even means.
Right. That AI matrix is so practical. I can almost imagine teachers everywhere breathing a little easier having
Yeah.
something like that. And what's truly noteworthy, almost counterintuitive maybe, is one of our sources gives a strong recommendation against using AI detection software for student work.
Yes, this is a crucial insight, and maybe surprising to some. Research from places like Vanderbilt and Stanford universities shows these detection tools are often inaccurate. Yeah, and they carry significant biases, especially against non-native English speakers. The best way to detect inappropriate AI use, according to these sources, simply for educators to know their students, know their individual voice, their writing style.
Hmm.
It really highlights the irreplaceable value of that human connection, doesn't it?
It really does. And for the students themselves, our sources frame them as the ultimate AI testers. They're encouraged to think like detectives when using these tools.
Yeah.
What kind of questions should they be asking themselves?
Precisely. They should be asking things like, is this AI truly helping me learn, or is it just doing the work for me? That's a big one. Also, what kind of information is the AI using, and is it trustworthy? Is it asking for personal information I wouldn't normally share? Are the results fair, or do they seem biased? What might be missing from this AI-generated response? And critically, how could this tool potentially be misused?
Right.
It's about cultivating a healthy skepticism and critical engagement, not just passive acceptance.
And the framework for students on discussing their workflow. It includes transparency, reflection on what they learned, collaboration with peers and teachers, and really a deep understanding of the concepts and content AI helps them create. It's not just about the output.
Exactly. Think about that virtual try-on tool for sunglasses you might use online.
Yeah.
It's convenient, right? But are you aware of the biometric data it might be collecting or sharing just for that quick peek?
Huh. Never thought of that.
It's a vivid example of how critical thinking isn't just for academics, but for navigating our everyday interactions with technology. It's everywhere.
That really makes you step back and think about the bigger picture, doesn't it? One of our sources prompts us to revisit the fundamental purpose of education itself, asking what exactly should be learned, and, maybe more importantly, to what ends in an AI-enhanced world.
Yeah, this perspective, it draws on what's sometimes called a decolonial lens, which, essentially challenges the idea that knowledge and understanding are limited to just one dominant, often Western worldview. It emphasizes that true equity in education goes way beyond just access to AI tools. It tries to tackle potential cultural epistemic injustices that AI might introduce, meaning it considers how AI might unknowingly favor certain ways of knowing or cultural viewpoints over others just based on the data it was trained on or how it's designed.
Okay, I see. And it brings in Professor Naquib Al-Atas's philosophy, which suggests knowledge isn't just about the intellect, right?
Exactly. His philosophy suggests knowledge is seated not just in the intellect, but equally in the soul and the heart. It's a more holistic view. So knowledge for the soul helps develop morals, values, a connection to a greater purpose. Knowledge for the heart fosters compassion, empathy, emotional intelligence. And knowledge for the intellect focuses on reasoning, critical thinking, problem solving, and this is where AI, when coupled with human connection, shows the most promise according to this view.
So, given this framework, can AI ever truly teach the soul and the heart? Our sources seem pretty skeptical.
Yeah, they suggest probably not in the same way a human teacher can. And the reason is because AI lacks what's known as embodied cognition.
Embodied cognition,
Yeah.
meaning.
Essentially, the lived experience, the physical presence, the values, the unique perspectives that shape how humans learn and teach. Educators' personal experiences inherently shape their teaching in ways that a disembodied AI, which aims to present information neutrally, simply cannot replicate.
So it's much more than just delivering facts and figures.
Oh, much more. AI cannot teach with heart and soul. That deep, sometimes almost spiritual connection between a student and a living role model where character and values are often seen as more valuable than mere content knowledge.
Yeah.
That's something AI just cannot achieve. It can deliver information, absolutely, but not that profound personal impact of a human mentor.
And this raises a really crucial concern our sources highlight. The risk of human connections being, well, commodified.
It's a very real danger, yeah. Education is fundamentally a social process, isn't it? It relies heavily on empathy, genuine care, physical interaction sometimes. There's a risk that these vital human elements could become unbundled from traditional education, maybe reserved only for those who can afford specialized, high-touch learning environments.
Especially in certain contexts.
Exactly. This is especially concerning, perhaps, for low and middle income countries where AI tutors might become the primary source of basic academic needs. And that could inadvertently push out the crucial human heart and soul aspects, potentially reducing human educators to just sort of AI technology assistants.
That's a sobering thought. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, that this current wave of AI, it presents a profound opportunity, does it, to maybe re-envision education entirely. Rather than primarily just developing the next generation of workers, what if we focus more on cultivating intrinsically motivated, holistic, empathetic, and social learners? What does that even look like?
Well, it could mean prioritizing more hands-on learning, nurturing socio-emotional bonds much more intentionally, giving students the space and support to pursue their actual passions. It's really a call to shift our educational goals, moving beyond just rote memorization and standardized testing to fostering well-rounded individuals who can thrive not just academically, but as compassionate, engaged humans in this increasingly AI-enhanced world. So we've unpacked quite a lot today, haven't we? From the incredible practical benefits of AI in assisting teachers and personalizing learning, all the way to the really crucial ethical guardrails needed around data privacy, bias, responsible use. The core message, I think, that threads through all our sources is the critical importance of a truly human-centered approach to AI in education, encapsulated by that powerful AI human model we talked about.
Yeah, this deep dive truly highlights that AI is not just another tool, is it? It's a powerful force that demands really thoughtful and deliberate integration. We can't just ignore it, as it will undeniably shape the future our students will enter, and frankly, the world you and I live in right now, too. So as you reflect on all this, maybe ask yourself, what does it mean to be truly educated in a world where AI can generate information, draft essays, personalize learning paths with incredible efficiency? How does this redefine the unique, maybe irreplaceable value that human educators bring? And how might it change the very nature of learning for you? Something to mull over as you continue your own deep dives.